We are heading into the closing stages of our Porsche Esport Supercup regional finals. The Asia Pacific region for round 4 heads to Okayama circuit, and we enter round 4 riding on the wave of a strong P13 at Adelaide 2 weeks ago. Our goal now for these final rounds is a top 20 position in the overall championship, and as it stands, we're not too far away from that. Can we produce another strong performance here at Okayama and move up the ranks? Well, let's dive in and find out. So, as always, we are starting off with the all-important one-lap qualifying. Certainly, out of the rounds I have done, these qualifying laps have been the trickiest thing for me to get my head around, but there were some glimmers of hope that we would have an improved qualifying lap here at Okayama. Just had to put it all together. Down into turn 1, third gear, try and flow the car through this opening sector. Again, flow the rotation through turn 2, get on the power as early as you dare, and then hard on the throttle through the S's here, turn 3, and down into turn number 4. Now on the colder tyres in this format, this corner was very tricky for me, really struggling to get the front end pointed through that turn, so delaying on the throttle, and no matter what I tried, I've certainly been struggling on that front tyre temperature. Down into the hairpin though, and we're expecting a bit more grip here as we essentially just outbrake ourselves and sail past the apex of the hairpin. Really big mistake on this lap, unfortunately, and now we're going to be on the back foot through the final part of this lap, through turns 6 and 7, and then coming up to turns 8 and 9 here. Need to be so patient on the throttle as you come through these turns, and really not wanting to get on the gas too early and start to slide the rear of the car, trying to straighten it up and get on to that power. A little lift here as we come through turn 10, and then final turn 11, using that outside rumble strip, but unfortunately that big mistake and ultimately just a bit of a slow lap. A 1 minute 30.6, our customary nearly 2 seconds off the pole, but a long way off what I had hoped for in qualifying. This qualifying format continues to be the struggle. We really need to try and work this out before the final round. So starting P18, all to play for once again in the race. All right, here we go. Porsche Esport Supercup, round 4. Decent jump. Missed shift from the guy in front there. That's going to help. Run the inside into turn 1. Ooh. Bit deep on the brakes there. Blocking the guy here in front. That's alright. Okay, there's about enough gap there. Good racing so far. Oh no! Oh, that's a shame. So after a nice jump away, grabbing one spot off the line and a nice move into turn 4, picking up a few more spots, we found ourselves in a tight battle in towards the hairpin on lap 1. In the end, with cars 10 and 19, we end up 3 wide at the hairpin. That's great driving by everyone to avoid contact, but unfortunately it does leave me on the outside of turn 6 and 7, and car 25 jumps to the inside there to take advantage. We are side by side out of turn 7 though. It's a little bump as I come off the curb back onto the circuit, but we just run too deep at turn number 8, leaving too much space, and then car 16 looks for the gap down the inside at turn number 9, and it's unfortunately contact there as we don't give quite enough space, not really paying attention to be honest, and unfortunately he's poked the nose in and around we go. It's a bit on me, didn't quite give enough space on the inside there. That's right. So, unfortunately we're at the back, 21 drivers, so someone has failed to start or on lap 1. It's a good opening lap until that point. 3 wide at the hairpin is interesting, but we can push on now. Now tyre wear on this race is going to be super tricky, so we don't want to use them up too early, and now that we're out of the battle here, we should just really try and preserve these tyres. Could be a real big speed advantage at the end if we look after them, but we'll see how we get on. Like, certainly not the end of the world, that little half spin. I'm still here in the race. That's the main thing. With lap 1 now behind us and a few laps to settle into a rhythm, we did start to make some progress towards the cars in front. The question was, would we be able to make any progress from here for the rest of the race? There's one. 10 minutes into this race now and our first spot gained. That battle certainly showed me that Okayama is a very tricky place to pass and really requires a mistake from the driver in front to get a move done. If I wanted to make any more progress in this race, I was going to have to find a way around this driver in front, but they were certainly driving well and this was not going to be a simple task. flag. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, it's a freebie. It's 20th. So lap after lap, following car number 20, we were really struggling to find any clear advantage. I certainly felt like I had a bit of extra pace in the car, but I wasn't able to find anywhere on track to exert it in a way to give me a clear passing opportunity. As we get to the end of lap number 11, I'm sort of starting to doubt whether there'd be any real chances. I'm going to need a bit of luck, and on this lap, we were fortunate enough to get it. Oh dear. Don't want that. Oh, I wonder if there's a big freeze for him as well. Okay. Right, we had a chance there. We're in front. Let's see what we can do now. Of course, nobody likes to see sim racing mechanicals causing their competitors some issues, but it did give us an opportunity to get in front of car 20, use our car pace, and see if we couldn't pull ourselves a decent gap. Oh, there's a bit of a drama up in front here. Might have been a bit of hip and shoulder there. Stay in your rhythm, Bradley. Right, 1.5 seconds behind. Deep breath. Certainly a couple of really nice laps put off the pressure from behind, and it can be now all eyes forward for the final 10 minutes of the race, making some progress on car 25 in front. Can we get one more spot? Right, I feel like I've done a decent job so far with the car. Still feeling okay. Temperature's a little lower than I've practiced in, which is nice. Probably not making the most of the potential grip that's there though. And so patient through here. Right, finally in the 29s. Slowly but surely we were making our way towards car 25 as we enter the final 5 minutes of this race. Now during these clean running laps though, I do need to critique my own performance at this point. I was simply not extracting the pace out of my car that I had been in practice and that I was expecting to during the race. Something about these esport races still hasn't quite clicked for me, whether it's nerves or just general lack of commitment in these 30-minute events, maybe simply being too scared of making a big mistake, but it's definitely something that we need to try and rectify before the final round. However, still an opportunity here in the last 5 minutes. Let's see if we can take this 17th spot.
But I gotta admit, it's been a lot of fun coming back to my rookie track. Incredible to be a bit over a year after I started iRacing in June last year, and we're having a crack at Porsche Esports. It's also been really fun, like sort of trying setups and big wiggle for the car in front there. Trying to work this car out a little bit more, because normally I just daily race and there's a setup from the setup shop and you put it in and you drive it. And for the first 3 circuits, we had this championship. We had setups for them from previous seasons, but we've never raced Porsche Cup here. Never raced Porsche Cup here, so there's been no setup. And it's been fun to try a few and adjust them a little bit and see how the car feels, which is very new to me. And I know it's, it's obviously something that the top guys will do all the time. As a team, help each other and all that. And a shout out to Xavier Kane, who's in this championship. Young Australian lad. He's actually helped me out a little bit. Hasn't given away any secrets, but he's helped guide me in the right direction with the setup here. Xavier is currently inside the top 8 for this championship and on track to qualify for the World Champs. So good on you, Xavier, and thank you so much for your help. His teammate Hugo is also on target, and Hugo is a Kiwi, so I know what team I'll be cheering for in the World Championships. Okay, we might have a chance here. Xavier is currently 8th. Was that brake lights I saw? Was it really? What's going on? This car's very laggy now that we're close. It's very hard to battle when it's like this. Gotta jump around. If it's not super obvious, I'm gonna struggle to go for a move here. So we are in the closing stages of this race. It has flown by, not gonna lie. some traction out of that corner. Big slide. Oh, last lap. That race really did fly by, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, no, I made the mistake that time. No run here. It's going to be very hard to make anything of the last few corners. Very, very tricky track to pass at. Slide. Oh, me on the big slide. Not gonna be enough. And we'll finish. Well, nice to race number 25 again. And potentially P18 on the line there. Another one done. Only one more round to go. Let's have a quick look at the champion standings and see where we end up.
So it's a P18 finishing position for me at Okayama. Another 8 championship points. And yes, it does move us up to 20th in the overall championship standings. Now, overall, I am still not happy with how this race unfolded. To be honest, the pace that I had in practice was not shown in the race. There's something about these esports events where I'm really struggling with overall confidence or simply just being too nervous on the race start line. I really need to work on this for the final round, but every event that I do makes me a little bit more comfortable with the environment, and hopefully we can really put together 100% performance in the final round. Now that final round is in 2 weeks' time at Phillip Island, and we're hoping to hold on to that 20th position in the overall championship. I would truly feel like that is a successful 5 rounds for me, considering the incredible drivers who I'm lining up against in these races. If you want to see how that one unfolds and you're not subscribed already, please consider doing so. And love to hear any comments or advice or anything that you would like to talk about in the comment section. Get involved down there. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it at any point. And as always, guys, race hard, stay positive, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.